Hi, I am Sridhar. Today I am going to discuss about principles of object-oriented programming. Before we look at object-oriented programming, let's see what first procedure-oriented programming is. Procedure-oriented programming. In the procedure-oriented approach, the problem is viewed as a sequence of things to be done, such as reading, calculating, and printing. A number of functions are written to accomplish these tasks. The primary focus is on functions. Typical structure of procedure-oriented programs. This is the typical structure of procedure-oriented programs. Here the main program is calling function 1, function 2 and function 3. Function 1 is calling function 4, function 2 is calling function 4 and 5 and 7, and function 3 is calling function 5. So this is how a typical structure of procedure-oriented programming looks like. So in a multi-function program, many important data items are placed as global so that they may be accessed by all the functions. Each function may have its own local data. Below figure shows the relationship of data and functions in a procedure-oriented program. Here, the global data is accessed by all functions, function 1, function 2 and function 3. Each function has got its own local data. So this is the relationship of data and functions in procedure-oriented programming. Next, what are the drawbacks of procedure-oriented programming? In a large program, it is very difficult to identify what data is used by which functions. In case we need to revise an external data structure, we also need to revise all the functions that access the data. This provides an opportunity for bugs to creep in. The solutions for these problems is object-oriented programming. What is object-oriented programming? In object-oriented programming, emphasis is on data rather than procedure. Programs are divided into what are known as objects. Data and functions are tied together into objects. Data is hidden and cannot be accessed by external functions. Objects communicate with each other through functions. Below figure shows the organization of data and functions in object-oriented programming. So this is the organization of data and functions in object-oriented programming. Here the system is divided into objects. Here we see three objects, object A, object B and object C. Each object has got its own data and functions, and these functions communicate with each other by passing messages. So this is the organization of data and functions in object-oriented programming. So next thing is basic concepts of object-oriented programming. Objects. An object is an instance of a class. It is a variable of type class. Classes. A class encapsulates or binds data and functions together. Data abstraction. Hiding implementation details and showing only functionality. Encapsulation. Grouping of data and functions together into a single unit is called encapsulation. Inheritance is the process by which one object inherits the properties of another object. Polymorphism. Same function having different forms. Same function having different implementations. So this is about object-oriented programming principles. Thanks for listening.